Welcome back to another fun little what I eat in a week. Now this is a special one because we are regrowing our body, regrowing our liver, kind of. So I had some interesting kind of like health things going on lately. So I decided to, use what I know, which is food and how food can heal us. And I've found this book, which is Grow New Body, and a couple other ones too. And we're going to be following it. And we are going to hopefully fix our gut, fix a bunch of just things, give the body a little reset, a little rest. And yeah, I'm super excited to share the journey with you guys. The first thing we did was a big old green juice. It was cucumber, celery, apple, parsley, like so many delicious things, super nutrient packed. And the big thing with this diet is like no grains, no bread. So this bread right here actually is like an almond flour gluten-free bread that I made. And it's no, what else is it? No dairy, no eggs, no meat, obviously, all that kind of stuff. So jumping right back in for lunch, I did a salad with just like a light little vinaigrette thing. It was like arugula, spinach, some sauerkraut on the side. And then a little dessert thing I was making was this almond flour banana little toast thing, because I love a banana like nut butter toast. And I also had a bunch of leftover curry too with the salad. Then later I made these apple kind of like fruit roll-up things, which are super delicious, and I'll continue to make always because I've made them now with strawberry and with apple, and they're so good and they're such a nice little snack. And then for dinner, I was craving kind of like fries, and again, you can't have regular potatoes, but you can have sweet potatoes. So I made sweet potato fries and these baked like air fried cauliflower bite things with this gluten-free crust. That was a little bit hard to achieve, but they were super delicious. I made a little buffalo sauce to go along with them and a creamy like dill one. It was so good. Hit the spot, devoured it instantly. And then because it's no sugar, no refined sugar should I say, so we can have like sugar from fruits, sugar from dates and stuff too. So I made these really good little date chocolate bars that are sugar-free, and then I also had some strawberries because I mean, I love fruit as a dessert. Are you kidding me? Like just some strawberries and like cream and or like oat milk, whatever. Actually, can't have oat milk, so I'm making like coconut milk and almond milk. But so good. And then the next day was a smoothie for breakfast. Most days start with a smoothie, a broth or a soup kind of thing, and then food after that. It's just like a way that you're supposed to like start the day, I guess. And this one was super fun because it was blue spirulina, and all of the smoothies and things are like super packed with like there's maca in here, the blue spirulina, like so many nutrients, and look at how pretty it was. It was actually really delicious too. There's like cinnamon in it. It was like, it was really yummy. Then for lunch, I made these tofu like egg cup kind of things, and I put a bunch of veg in there, like some spring onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, and I also discovered some new fun things. I mean, this diet is kind of cool because there's like all these cool different like recipes that I'm trying and things that I've never like experienced and or tried before. So I was using cassava flour to make cassava flour waffles, which is really good. Look at that burn on our table. It looks like a telephone, doesn't it? I don't know how that happened. Someone put like a pot on the table and it burned it. But so I had 2 cassava flour waffles with some blueberry compote kind of thing, which is really good because again, berries and stuff are usually really naturally sweet, so you don't even need any like maple syrup or anything on top. I also had some of this peppermint nettle tea that I make, and I had some of the tofu cups, and then later I had a little apple snack again. I think actually these ones might have been strawberry. I don't know if they're strawberry apple, but delicious. And then for dinner, I made a big old butter chicken, and I can basically eat anything like how I make the vegan butter chicken regularly. Like this is a recipe I make all the time, but obviously it's tofu, not actual chicken. And I had to make this really cool recipe out of the book, which is this probiotic brown rice. So you like make the rice in this probiotic water and stuff, so it's really good for your gut. I also froze it and then defrosted it because I hear that's really good for creating resistant starch, I believe. Again, I'm no professional. I'm just following things that I have read and kind of researched. So yeah, next day was a matcha latte for breakfast. And I had like MCT oil in there, some more maca, the matcha itself, homemade. I don't know if it was almond milk or coconut milk. And I did it iced, which was a little interesting. Like, again, without like the sugar, iced is a little bit of a weird experience, I'll say. I think I like most of these drinks in the book better hot than cold, because iced when it's not sweet it doesn't hit the same, you know what I mean? And then I had a little snack of some granola and banana, and that was also a granola from the book. It's got sorghum in it. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of sorghum, but it's like this grain. It was very interesting. Then I had some more of my tofu cups and a salad and another one of my little fruit roll-ups. As you can see, they're such a staple for me. And then I got this super cool thing, this amethyst kind of like heating mat thing that's got actual amethyst in it, which is super cool, and it's almost like weighted because of the rocks in it. So it's like a weighted blanket and a heating blanket all in one. I'm kind of like obsessed with it lately. It's also like really pretty. So I had a little apple snack. I put on my little heating pad and I was watching a show. Isn't it adorable? I love it. And then I decided to make a big salad in the book. This salad was literally packed with everything under the sun. It had cabbage, carrot, cucumber, bell pepper, Brussels sprouts, nuts, seeds. And then the dressing was this like avocado, little creamy dressing thing. It was really, really, really good. And then I had a little sweet potato burger that I made on the side. And so I didn't obviously have a bun, but I did like pickled onions on top, jalapenos, tomatoes. It was really delicious. And the salad was really, really good too. It's a lot of like chewing, which I find this diet is a lot of, because it's like a lot of veg and stuff, which is good. And then I also had some more strawberries for dessert. And then the smoothie of the day, this day, was a probiotic strawberry smoothie. It's basically like a strawberry banana smoothie, which honestly almost feels like a milkshake to me. And look how pretty that is. The color is so nice. But you know when you have like a strawberry banana milkshake, it honestly tastes like very similar to that to me. And then I really wanted another piece or a couple pieces of that toast that I made with my little mixed nut butter and bananas. And instead of butter, because we can't have butter, I just do like in a pinch, I just put a little bit of coconut oil and salt, because you know that's all butter really is, right? It's just like fat and salt. So that was super good. And then I heated up some leftover curry and made another one of my little nettle peppermint drinks and some of the butter chicken. Oh, I feel like I don't know what I did to this butter chicken, but it was honestly some of the best butter chicken I think I've ever made. And I make that recipe all the time. I don't know what I did differently, if I was just putting more love into it or something, but it was so, so good. And then I marinated some mushrooms the other day, and I made these mushroom steaks. Look at that. Oh, the marinade was so good. Mushroom steaks, cauliflower mashed potatoes, and some, what did I have on the side? Some carrots on the side. And let me tell you, this felt like I was at some kind of 5-star restaurant, and I can't even explain to you how good it was. Like, it just hit the spot. I was so impressed. Everything was just a 10 out of 10. The carrots, the potatoes, well, cauliflower potatoes, and yeah, honestly, again, I think the thing I miss the most is like potatoes and bread, because those two are like my life. Everything else, no sugar, no problem. You know, but some potatoes, a little bit of bread, you can't beat that. The next day I did a little just egg omelet thing with some tomato, some of this vegan feta that I made with tofu, arugula, sauerkraut. And I was also making another little drink thing, because again, you can't have sugar in the drink. So I'm like trying to find ways to naturally sweeten all things. So I did this like peach iced tea. So I just made some regular iced tea with tea bags and stuff, homemade, you know, sweet. I think in America, sweet tea, like people don't really sweeten their iced tea. Like it's usually not sweetened. It's kind of like that. And then I put some lemon and peaches and stuff in it, and it was so good. And it was honestly like kind of sweet. Like, was it as sweet as regular iced tea? No, I'm not crazy, but it was really, really good. And then for dinner, I was craving a Caesar salad. So I did a big Caesar salad with kale and then chickpea croutons, and I made regular croutons too with some of that bread. Oh, it just hit the spot. The dressing was like a tofu blended up. Oh my gosh, it was garlicky and just delicious. Then I made this little stress less drink. We all need to stress less. I know I could. Did this drink fix all my problems? No, but it was a really, really nice drink. So it's got all these mushrooms in it and dandelion tea, which is really good for stress, and some cocoa powder. And it was really good. But again, it just like, if it was just like a little sweet, fantastic. But it was still good, and it's so good for you. So, you know, you just drink it with that knowledge of like, this is healing me, you know? Then I had some of my little cassava flour waffles. I did it with strawberries and some of this homemade coconut yogurt that I made. So it was like, you know, because I find the best toppings on a waffle are just like strawberries and cream. Oh, so good. And it was really delicious. And then I had to have a second one because it was so good. And I was like, one is not enough. Then I made these, which this is one of my favorite recipes that I think I have ever made. They're cassava flour tortillas. And I was like, oh, this is probably just gonna be so disappointing. I'm very, you know, skeptical. But they are some of the best homemade tortillas I think I've ever made. Like, better than regular flour, better than everything, genuinely. Like, I love the texture of them. It's super nice. They hold together so well. And then I made chips with them. I made homemade tortilla chips. And when I tell you, I made it to go along with this kind of like cowboy caviar situation. Really delicious. So packed full of, you know, avocado, all the good stuff. But the chips were the star of the show. Crispy and delicious, and like the flavor of them, I can't even describe it, but I will continue, I think, to make cassava flour tortillas always. They weren't as like sticky sometimes as regular flour ones can be. I don't know. They're just so good, and I'm obsessed with them. And then for dinner, I made these kind of tofu and chickpea flour gnocchis, and I crisped them up in a pan, and then I made some little pesto, creamy little sauce thing. This dinner would have been so much better if there was more sauce. It was really delicious, but it was just like a little dry, I think. Like, it needed to be like coated in the sauce. And then of course I had to have my little chocolate nut little date bite things. After that, I had a little smoothie the next day, and I made this like fully green. It was like spirulina, barley, spinach. I put a peach in there. I don't know, look at that, like swamp green. It was definitely not the most beautiful smoothie in the world, but it tasted really, really good. And then I snacked on some chickpeas from the little Caesar salad thing the night before. And yeah, it was really, really good. And then these were, I think, my favorite thing I ate all week. The cassava flour tortillas. And I made like a just egg thing, tomato, avocado, jalapeno, fried them on both sides. They were crispy and literally the best breakfast tacos I've had in my life. Then I had some cherries and some more chickpeas and a little apple, whatchamacallit, roll up. Thank you, Megan, for remembering names of things. And then I made my mom's favorite carrot and beet pasta. And I made double batch because I was bringing some over to my friend who just had a baby. So I was bringing her over some food. And then I had mine on some edamame pasta instead of just regular pasta, which was really good. And for dessert, of course, I had some delicious, juicy strawberries. And that is everything I ate in the week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. I'm craving those breakfast tacos right now. And I think I might go make some.